Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. Do the same with the Grizzly Gentleman, 10% off at checkout on your fantastic beard products. Or you could shop via the TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below to help support the show. And last but of course not least, you can go to Grey Viking Games with the affiliate link below to pillage some sweet arena codes. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theox6 back with more Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're playing green-black Bad Touch. It's a Death Touch deck. It utilizes some cool Death Touch things. We got some Fynns, we got some Chevills. But what I wanted to do here, and I actually messed it up already. I took out weathered stones for Necromentia, but this essentially is the build that I posted on the channel during like preview season. But I wanted to make modifications to this deck because we want to maximize our Fynns, right? We kind of also want to maximize our interaction because, as I said in yesterday's video, a lot of weird stuff going on. So I'm gonna pump these up. All right, we're gonna pump up these numbers. I like this card; draws me a lot of cards. This we want to pump it up. I want to be less worried about playing the good cards and in trying to make everything fit. Right? We like Vraska. We don't like her enough to have her as a 3 of. 2-2 with Garruk makes a lot of sense. Now, Agadeem's Awakening, you might think, totally fine. And it helps sometimes. But I think it's a one-time card. We're also going to drop our Knight of the Ebon Legion down to 2. And we're going to drop our interaction very slightly. Very slightly. And thus we have a Death Touch deck. The point of this deck is to kill all of our opponent's creatures and kill them, essentially, with poison. Can we do it? Who knows? We're going to do it in best of 3, though. And I feel like almost all of the decks that I play have black in them. I just like black as a color, man. It's just, it does the things I want to do. Namely, destroy things. I like blowing them up. So let's see how it goes. Mohawk Dude, alright. Didn't realize this was 2007. For sure, American. This hand's fine. It's kind of slow. A little bit too much land. But we got 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. It's kind of hard to say no to that. Ooh, they mulliganed. It's always nice to just get these 1-mana 1/1s down. Let's see what our opponent is on. Red-green. Alright. Absolutely will offer the trade here. They take it. I'm very surprised. Drawing that extra forest sucks. Real bad energy. Another elf. Sure. Agadeem Awakening. We're actually going to save this one. Likely very strong here. And we'll just go ahead and play this Scavenger. So they're in Gruul. If they're an aggressive version, they're being very aggressive. Yeah, it looks like they are an aggressive version. So the fact that I have lifelink is pretty damn strong. I also just attack here every time. We play the Blightfang and we attack with both. The lifelink is just ridiculous. Like, if they want to block, I'm fine with that, because it fuels my Awakening. They lose this. So yeah, next turn if one of these die... Well, I can't play it this yet. I can play it for 2. While they're doubling up on the Hooded Hydra. Okay, so next turn... 3, yeah, next turn I'll be able to get all 3 of these back. So we're just gonna spend kind of a patient turn here. Spend a patient turn. Flooding in this specific situation, not as bad. I love how I just trimmed the number of Agadeem's Awakening, and of course we get some extra stuff. I don't care. I don't care. Thoughtseize does nothing. We'll do this for 3. Grab all of this. Hello again. So next turn, this includes it, right? Yeah, so next turn they're going to be taking a minimum of 4. So they can't attack here at all. Okay, they can... That's incorrect. I'm at 31, I don't care about that. Okay, now this is guaranteed lethal. Right, they block this, they die, yeah. Why would you attack like that? I don't understand why my opponent attacked like that, frankly. Okay, so against a more aggressive deck, we love this because they have green things. We can play it for cheaps. We like Scooze. I'm not sure how much we like Scooze, and we might like Ram Through. So they're bringing Ram Through. I think that's kind of it. My Planeswalkers aren't going to be as strong here. They're still strong. I just don't think they're as strong. Our Thoughtseizes are good, but they're not great. Especially since we're going second. Yeah, since we're going second, I'm going to cut to 1 Thoughtseize. If we go back on the play, then I might change it up. Change it up. Yeah, I like this. We'll play the Knight into Fynn. We want to play the Knight into Scooze. I don't know. They can play a 3-drop here, which would be unfortunate. They play a Scooze. Well, I'm going to play a Chevill. I'm going to put it on the Scooze. No red mana. No red mana is very good for me. Another Scooze. I'm fine with that. Put it on one of the Scoozes. I don't think it matters. Now, hilariously, if we top deck a Maelstrom Pulse, that's pretty good for us. So we could Fynn here. We could Scooze here. I could attack with Knight here. Do I attack with Knight here? It gains Death Touch. And 5 toughness. I think I'm just going to play Scavenger. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play Scavenger in the sky. And pass the turn. With a plan of playing Fynn and killing my opponent with Poison Damage. Oh my goodness. That's just too good to be true. And we got another land? Don't mind if I do. That's hot. That's hot. Oh my gosh, they have nothing to play because they don't have red mana. Oh, this is cheap. Oh, yes. Oh, baby, I love your way. I wanna be with you night and day. That's what I like doing. I like bullying other decks. GG's. GG's! It's good stuff. It's true good stuff right there. So that's how we handle... I mean, for what it's worth, yes, I recognize that the second game, Pony didn't have red mana, blah, blah, blah. But the first game, we did beat them. They shouldn't have blocked with the Llanowar Elf, in my opinion. I got another draft token. I have 13 draft tokens still. And I have a draft ongoing. I don't like draft. But no, like... Still, like... Against creature decks, we should be fine. The real question is, can we beat a control deck? The answer, probably no. The plan essentially is like, in the sideboard, you bring in your heroic interventions, you bring in your Gontis just to have a little bit of extra help. In terms of like card advantage, you rely a little bit more on your planeswalkers. That or you just curve out and kill them with poison. That's another thing that you could do. Can I request a bonk for my opponent, please? Need to send them to horny jail. This hand's fine. We got double Fynn's. I mean, we got potentially Fynn, Scavenger, Beast. So high. At least. Thoughtseize. They probably take Questing Beast, right? Questing Beast is just like the strongest card in my hand. There's not really a reason to get rid of one of the Fynns. Unless they have removal in hand. Okay, so I assume they have removal here. Drawing the Force, not the best. I assume they're going to remove this. I can play a Scavenger. If the removal is instant to speed, then the Scavenger is going to be larger. Good old 3-mana 3/3 flying extra stuff. Interesting. They shocked themselves for this. Why'd you shock yourself? Thoughtseize too? Damn, alright. Well, buy Scavenger. If they're just trying to keep me off curve. Questing Beast I still think is possibly the correct choice. Damn. Yeah, not only are they keeping me off kilter, but I've drawn 2 lands here, which is what you want to see. Yeah, what you want to see at all. I don't, for what it's worth, think this deck can go to 22 lands. This is just some relatively bad luck. Because I did keep, yeah, I kept double Fynn, Scavenger, and dude. I mean, they've dealt 8 damage to themselves. 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright. Let's see if this dies. But luckily, like, this card's a threat on its own, which is why I still like having at least 2 of them. I could have technically cut this completely out of the deck, but I do appreciate that this can kill on its own. Looks like we're going against Sultai Control. They're not even playing the good Triumph. Makes me sad. Yeah, I mean, those unfortunate, plus, you know, drawing nothing but lands. Very unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and attack. We have nothing else to do, so we literally might as well activate this. It's not like, if we had something else to cast, then it might have been better to not. But we had nothing else to cast, so. Next turn, we can double activate this, which would kill them. They missed a land drop. Well, they got the land drop, but yeah, last time they missed a land drop. I did not realize. This could be Binding. Binding of the Old Gods. It's... Oh, I knew it was Sultai. I was like, it's Sultai what? Okay, they do nothing on their turn. I'm gonna play the card that they know about. I should have technically done green, but I'm gonna activate this once. So here's the dilemma, right? I don't care. If they have removal, they have removal. They didn't have it. Alright. If I try to play around it and they don't have it, then, like, I just potentially lose. This way, I won a game that potentially I should have won. So here... Let's see, what do my opponent have? Saw Thoughtseize. We only saw Thoughtseize eliminating lands. So we didn't see a lot. But we can assume it's Sultai Control. I definitely want those. But that's kind of all I know. We're going second, so I'll cut a Thoughtseize. Blightfang. I don't know if that's correct. But that's what I'm going with. You need to get bonked. Especially since you have the bad Chandra. It's not bad art. It's just, in my opinion, the other one's better. Why is there a G on this? the way. Doing that really helps out the show. Ooh, this hand though. I'm keeping it because I'm going second. And I'm a greedy, greedy man. This was a terrible mistake. What have I done? Alright, pay 4 to Thoughtseize me. I assume they take the Fynn here? Yep. Go ahead and play this tapped. Yeah, play this tapped, because this will come in untapped after I play the forest. Play this tapped, play this, play that. Following turn I can Scavenger. Or Maelstrom Pulse, depending on what my opponent has. Don't know exactly what they're doing. Cast this just to have something on the board. Yeah, I mean, we can just, like, run Scavengers here. We probably don't play both, actually. Because the potential that they have Maelstrom Pulse. Shock themselves. Oh, yep. They didn't put a land into play, notably. This is pretty cool. Do I want to do this now? Fudge. That's a great question. Do I want to... They've gotten rid of Fynn. I think I would rather Scavenger. I think it's very slightly safer. It leaves information in my hand that they don't have. They didn't play a land, so they're going to be a little off-kilter. And it allows me to get 2 poison counters or 4 poison counters at once, which would then be as long as... All right! That's kind of fantastic. They had to play that beforehand. Ooh, this is quite nice as well. We're going to go and play black. It doesn't matter, so we're going to play black. Yeah, here we're just going to play Garruk. Yeah, the fact that my opponent is missing land drops is really good for me.
Respect for nature is always
next turn, I can... Do I want to Fynn next turn? I guess it depends on what they play. They finally got a land, although it comes in tapped. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Big push. Make 3/3. Incredibly rude. Oh, let's try and make this large. And here I'm gonna play... Well, I'll play the Scavenger after combat. Because I could, for what it's worth, like, I don't need Fynn necessarily. I could just kill my opponent via normal combat damage. Okay, they have 4 mana. They do not have enough for Uro. They could wipe the board here. I would still have a Garruk. And I could play Fynn next turn. I top deck my same thing. Okay, the Thoughtseize me. They shouldn't take Fynn here. I don't think Fynn matters. I think Blightfang is more important. I disagree with that. Unless they have removal here? Because I think the play is play Blightfang. That's 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think the first thing I do... They only have a single black. I think I'm going to play Blightfang. I diversify my stocks and bonds. Okay, well, they died. That, This deck did better than I expected. Yeah! We did it! Hooray! I still haven't programmed yay into this. I'll give you a peek behind the curtain. It's a stream decker. I got all my little emote faces. Ooh. Nope, this one. Ooh. Yeah, I haven't programmed all of them in yet because I'm a bad creator. Anyway, I mean that hops us right into our good old-fashioned deck talk. What the ugly Roman thing was that? Firm and decks. Okay. So this is Bad Touch, version whatever .0. We got 4 Foulmire Knights. Fantastic card, 1 mana, 1/1 Death Touch. There are a dime a dozen. Like, there are so many cards that are Death Touch, and 1 mana. Bada bing, bada boom. This, technically this. We got this, that can, this, like all these things, right? Death Touch, 1 mana. We got a lot. But Foulmire Knight is the best, in my opinion, because you can also use it to draw a card if you top deck it late. For 4 mana, it becomes draw a card, you lose a life, you have a 1/1 Death Touch. Great stuff. Now the Ebon Legion, as you saw, it can be an army by itself. It only has Death Touch when you pay for it, but sometimes you just need to hit face, all right? Grows, it doesn't even have to use its ability to grow. If you just hit a fool in the face, it's great. For what it's worth, it's also a player lost life. So if you have a Knight of the Ebon Legion out and you shock yourself with Tomb and then you Thoughtseize your opponent, your Knight will still get larger. 4 Thoughtseize. There's nonsense going on in Historic right now. We got to have the Thoughtseizes, 4 of them. 3 Gifted Aetherborn, a fantastic card against aggro specifically. Decent toughness. The fact that it has lifelink is quite good. It's a 2 mana 2/3. It's a great. It's okay against everything else. Fynn, the Fangbearer, we have 4 of these things. People will kind of, as you saw in that last game, really zone in, hyper-focused tunnel vision on Fynn. Fynn isn't always the card that you should be playing, right? Sometimes you can get him there, turn 1 Knight, turn 2 Fynn, turn 3, literally any of these things. Turn 4, possibly kill them, right? With poison, it really depends on what your opponent is, how your opponent's responding. But sometimes it's correct to not play Fynn. Sometimes it's correct to just focus on rushing your opponent with normal damage. Sometimes it's most important to play a Hooded Blightfang in order to gain life, even. Instead of necessarily like trying to kill your opponent, you just need the life gain so that you can stay racing your more aggressive opponent and things like that. Sometimes it's worth it to hold Fynn back until you can Alpha Strike to poison them with a bunch of like low power creatures. Fynn, great card, but your opponent will tunnel on it, which is good. Chevill, Bane of Monsters, gains you life, draws you cards. Really annoying for a lot of decks. Hooded Blightfang, you saw why this card's great. It drains, it gains, it's great. Also, it means that if you deal damage to a Planeswalker, you get to just yeet the Planeswalker from existence. Turns your 1/1s into very powerful Planeswalker killers. Nighthawk Scavenger, it flies. It scales in power. It has lifelink. Oh, it has Death Touch too, but like, who cares? It does so much stuff. And I love every bit of it. It's a fantastic card. Also, fantastic card. 2 Maelstrom Pulse. Sometimes you need to blow stuff up. It's possible that this deck could run some Binding of the Old Gods, but wait. But is Binding of the Old Gods and Binding of the Titans, right? 2 separate. Whatever. I don't care. 1 Agadeem's Awakening. It's potentially an extra land. It's also just like a random card. When you flood out, you get to get some things back. I didn't like it as a 2/0. 2 Garruk Unleashed. He makes your Death Touch creatures bigger with Trample. It means that if your opponent blocks, you still get to hurt them. It's great. He also just makes creatures that can block or attack. And if somehow you emblem this card, your opponent has already lost. Questing Beast. It's a good card. It's Questing Beast, and it happens to have Death Touch. Yeah, Questing Beast has a lot of text, but it also happens to have Death Touch. 2 Vraskas. She's cool. She's not the reason you play this deck anymore. Really, it's like Fynn and Blightfang. Like, those are the main reasons you play this deck. She just can help you out by making your Death Touch creatures a little bit larger. She works on a different axis than Fynn. Fynn cares about having a bunch of relatively evasive, who cares how small Death Touch creatures. Vraska helps you scale those Death Touch creatures to be a little larger because innately they tend to have smaller power. She also can make a couple of Death Touchers for yourself that have the innate Hooded Blightfang ability. This is the mana base. We do happen to have 2 Castle Locthwains. You could maybe run 3. I just don't personally like it. 2 Heroic Interventions against decks with board wipes that say Destroy. Doesn't work, obviously, against some things that Exile or like Languish. It doesn't work against that. Ram Through to help against other creature decks because it allows us to just deal damage. And since almost all of our creatures have Death Touch innately, the creature just dies. Cool. If we have given it Trample with a Garruk, then we also get to deal a little bit extra damage to our opponent. 3 Scoozes against creature decks, against graveyard decks. It's just delicious. 2 Necromentia. I just don't want to deal with certain parts. This is a great way to do that. 2 Rec Sages. Artifacts and enchantment decks still are running around randomly. Gonti against Control helps you just have a little bit extra staying power, and then Oakhame Adversary against green decks because I like this card and I wanted to play it. Technically, this could be something else in the sideboard. I just don't know what it would be. And also, I don't care. We went 4-0. That's nice stuff right there, all right? That's today's video. I have a P.O. box. Feel free to send me stuff. I'll open it on camera. I would like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Fogwind, Malik, and Balater for the continued support. If you'd like to join them in supporting the show, you can look in the description below, or you could just like, comment, and subscribe. That stuff really does help out the show. Until next time, of course, I will be one.